Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 1120. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. Let me know what you think of the newly redesigned Durham Skywriter. Just let me know, and also let me know if there's room for improvement. I know there is, but I'd like to hear from you. What you'd like to see changed or added to the Durham Skywriter? Okay, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then invite you to click on that link on the Facebook site, join me on camera, shoot the breeze, share information, etc. All right, let's see. Okay, I have the link up there listed. Very good. Okay, let's get started with the word page. That is the nonprofit and government information page. I'm just going to point out that there are city, county, and nonprofit programs that are very helpful, programs and services, which you can read about on the word page. Also, the libraries, the Durham County libraries, are open until 6. Bragtown is closed because they're not open on the weekends, at least not yet. And of course, Stanford L. Warren is closed for repair. Oh, let me scroll up to Book Harvest because it's Thanksgiving week coming up, and it's getting colder out. People are starting to rediscover the joy of reading. So to get the kids in the groove and maybe keep them quiet while you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner or otherwise occupied getting ready for the holiday, take them to the Book Harvest Rapid Response Center because 24/7 they have these shelves outside. They have books, multicultural books, all kinds of books for kids from infant all the way up through high school. So pick out some books, take them home for free, and keep the kids occupied and just get them more used to reading for pleasure. All right, let's see. Now, Wester Auction, they're having their next, I think it's the 7th round or 6th round of Northgate Mall online auctions. The next round is tomorrow, 6 o'clock. So put in your bid, see what's on offer. I don't know what they've auctioned off. I know they had like shelving, like retail shelving and sales counters, bathroom fixtures, lighting, and much more. So see what they have and put in your bid and see if you can win tomorrow at 6 online. Okay, let's now go to the Garden Shed page. I know it's cool out, a little airish out there, but still life goes on, even if it's cold out. I shouldn't say cold, I should say cool out. So today, the volunteers are welcome to come out for the Merrick Moore Community Garden Work Day. That's at 2421 Cheek Road. And what's weird about Cheek Road, when you're going up and down Gear Street, it is not marked. I hope you know where it is. It's that diagonal street, which is right by, not too far from where you turn to get onto Miami Boulevard. But anyway, it's a strange street. Be that as it may, they would love for volunteers to come out. They just started, and they'll be going until 11:30. So you can take a tour of the community garden at Merrick Moore, and then, if you could, take your rake if you don't mind, and wear gloves, and then help them spread out some mulch to protect the plants over the winter season. So if you need more information, I have a link to the Facebook event page. Now, speaking of garden work days, they're having another one tomorrow, and they being Serenity Community Garden, that is, 1309 Jackson Street. So tomorrow, kind of the same thing. They would like for you to take a little tour of their garden and then help them out. I don't know if they'll be spreading mulch, but I know they'll be doing something in the garden that they need help with. So if you're a volunteer, you'd love to work out in the garden, you love to help people, and help them out. That would be awesome. And Guy Cook is saying in Kennewick, Washington State, it's 34 degrees. I'm not going to say anything about that. Whoa. Okay, let us now go. Oh, I forgot to set aside the praise page. Let me find the praise page very quickly because there's a very important event going on today. Don't want to skip it. Okay, it just opened. All righty. So the JIAR Youth Committee, they're hosting their Fall Fest at Jamat Ibad Ar-Rahman, the one on Revere Road, not the one on Fayetteville, the one on Revere Road, 5122. the Parkwood Masjid. So they're having their Fall Fest today from 1 until 5. They're going to have face painting, bouncy houses, vendors, and more. Should be really, really fun. And it's free. So free admission. All righty. Now let's go to the sports page. All righty. Again, it's cool out, but bike riders are a hardy bunch. So tonight they're going to have, they being Durham Parks and Recreation, they're going to host the Full Moon Fever bike ride. It's going to be starting at 7:30. Well, it depends on how far you're going to ride. So some people will start downtown at the Mellow Mushroom at 7:30. And then at 8:30, they will meet up. They're going to ride south and they will meet up with folks at Bean Traders on Highway 54. So all depends on how far you want to ride. So the 16-mile riders start at 7:30. I'm sorry, the 32-mile riders start at 7:30, and the 16-mile riders who they will be meeting up with, that's at Highway 54. And then they ride from there around Durham, wherever they ride. It should be really fun. Be sure to have a light on your bike, because by the time 7:30 hits, it's already dark. Welcome, autumn. So there you go. And this is free, by the way. You don't even have to sign up. Just make sure that your bike is in good shape. Just give it a look over. Make sure that everything's cool, and then join Durham Parks and Recreation with this free bike ride. All right, let's go to the Let's Go page. There's so much going on this weekend. I don't even know. This is amazing. Okay, let me just get started. Let's see. Let me make sure everything is aligned here. There it is. The Durham Farmers Market is open until noon in Durham Central Park. The Durham Craft Market is also open until noon in Durham Central Park. The South Durham Farmers Market, they're open until noon, south on Highway 55, and then Greenwood Commons Shopping Center. And then this interesting event, Chick-fil-A, they're not really explaining themselves, but don't go to the one on University. I shouldn't say don't go. I'm sorry. This is being held at the Chick-fil-A on North Roxborough Road. You're free to go to any Chick-fil-A, of course, but this particular one, 3912 North Roxborough Street, they're hosting Career Day, although they're not saying that they're hiring. They're saying that this is a place where you can sign up for a mock interview to practice your interview skills. And then you get a free meal. I don't know. I never heard of anything like that. Still, it's cool. If you do need practice, why not practice at Chick-fil-A, and why not get a free meal in exchange for your trouble? So I don't know if it's too late to sign up. I have no idea, but I do have it listed on the Let's Go page. And if you're inclined, check it out and let me know how it went, because it sounds interesting. The Durham Art Market is until 1. They're on Foster Street instead of Hunt Street, because they're building on Hunt. The District 1 PAC meeting, that's Partners Against Crime, where you find out what's happening in your community and you learn about city and county services and programming. They just started a half hour ago, but the meeting usually goes for like a couple of hours, and they won't even notice that you're late. It's on Zoom, so go ahead, click on that link, and then you can join the meeting. District 1 is more or less, I would say, East Durham. Okay, let's see. The SAF Fall Show Up Day is going on right now to start at 10, and it goes until 2 at the W.G. Pearson Center. That's on the other side of the Stanford L. Warren Library off of Fayetteville Street. SAF, that's Student Action with Farm Workers. As you know, a lot of farm workers are here. They're just struggling. They're here without family support. They could need a little extra help. So if you have something to give away, like men's long sleeve shirts, all different sizes, hygiene items, shampoo, body wash, etc., and also feminine products as well. So if you could help out, that would be awesome. The Episcopal Farm Worker Ministry, they're in charge of this. They have a wish list that I have a link to right there on the Word page. I'm sorry, the Let's Go page. And if you could help them out, that would be awesome. So it's going on, just started, until 2 o'clock at the W.G. Pearson Center. Also, it's a great way to just find out more about farm workers because they choose the food that we eat. And like I said, they're here without a lot of support. Okay, let's see. This has been looked forward to for a while. The Durham Arts Council's 2021 Durham Art Walk Holiday Market is today and tomorrow. So this is where you walk around downtown enjoying local art, inside and outside. They're going to have live music, food, holiday shopping. Can't beat this event. It is so fun. Now, here's an interesting twist. So, let me just list the different places that are participating. Why not? Durham Arts Council, where you can start with, you start there because they have the maps. Let's see. Durham Art Guild, the Outdoor Art Market, which is outside the same building. Durham Armory, CC's Gallery and Studios, Durham Central Park, the Museum of Durham History, 5 Points Gallery, Exotique, Through This Lens, the Artisan Market at 305, PS 118 Gallery, and Wentworth and Leggett Books and Prints in Brightleaf Square. And the only non-downtown spot, if you consider Brightleaf Square part of downtown, let's just be creative right now. Let's see, 111 Art and Healing Space featuring Andrea Lynn Fine Art. That's at 3409 University Drive. I like the idea of them spreading the art walk far and wide. I love that because more artists get to benefit. And I think that's awesome. Okay, so it's today from 10 until 5, and then tomorrow 1 to 5. Enjoy. Okay, teens ages 13 to 17, they are invited to participate in Black Voices, a celebration of poetry and song. That's going to be at Lee Farm Park on Lee Farm Road. It's going to be from 1 until 3 this afternoon. Learn some Black history and then try your hand at writing music and or poetry inspired by the day. Free admission, and this is for young people ages 13 to 17. Okay, and I did mention the Fall Fest at the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Masjid, the one on Revere Road in Parkwood. Okay, if you want to see a movie today, Cinematic Arts at Duke, they're hosting a free screening of the 1993 satirical comedy Addams Family Values. I don't know if that's the first one or if they had a sequel or what. Let me know, because I know they redid it, but I'm not sure if they did, if there's like a series of these new Addams Family movies or not. I'm saying new, but you know what I mean. They're based on the 1960s or 70s comedy, which I used to watch as a kid. So anyway, this is going to be at the Rubenstein Arts Center starting at 2 o'clock. And again, free. Have your mask on hand, though, because we're talking about Duke and they're strict when it comes to COVID protocols. Okay, the LGBTQ Center of Durham, they're hosting the Transgender Day of Remembrance. This is going to be outside in Durham Central Park this evening at 7. So I think the first, the first 100 people who arrive will be given candles. It's a candlelight vigil honoring the lives of people who are transgender, who have lost their lives due to violence, due to intolerance. So this is going to be tonight, starting at 7 o'clock in Durham Central Park. Okay, the Duke University Department of Music, they're hosting the Duke Opera Theater, a Gershwin and Porter Cabaret. That's going to be at the Rubenstein Arts Center. That's going to be later this evening from 7 until 8:30. Free admission, great music. I mean, George and Ira Gershwin and Cole Porter. That's all I have to say. Okay, Gnarly Blue is going to be playing some old-time music during a free concert at the Sacred Grounds Coffee House Christian Music Venue, and that is in the St. Paul United Methodist Church on North Roxborough Street. Music starts at 7:30, free. Of course, they will graciously accept any donation you might want to make. Now, I just can't believe it. I'm going to tell you what's happening tomorrow. There are just as many items listed on the 21st as today. I cannot believe so much is happening. Like I said, everything's opening back up. Happy to see it. So tomorrow at 8 p.m., it's going to, oh, wait. Whoa, this is tonight. Sorry, one more for tonight. The 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 𝗖𝗓𝗧 annual Women's Poetry Slam starts at 8 o'clock at the Hayti Heritage Center. Admission is $10. And women identifying poets of all ages, they can perform their original poetry, and they can memorize the poetry or have it on paper or on their phone. So again, admission is $10, and this should be a really, really fun event. Okay, now tomorrow, the Animal Protection Society, they're hosting Fill the Truck at Petco, and this is the Petco that's way south on Renaissance Parkway. So you can, this is to help APS with their work, keeping animals safe, and sometimes even, performing medical surgeries and whatnot to bring them back to health so they can be have a second chance at life, and also to be adopted by loving people and families. So this is going to be tomorrow at Petco from noon until 4. All righty. And let's see. Oh, second and last day of the Art Walk Holiday Market, sponsored by Durham Arts Council, tomorrow from 1 until 5 at all those places that I mentioned, and the spot on University Drive that I also mentioned. Okay, Jewish for Good, also known as the Levin JCC. They're hosting their community Hanukkah celebration. It's going to be tomorrow at their location on West Cornwallis Road from 3 until 5. They're going to have a BMX bike demo. That should be really fun. That should be lots of fun. A stunt show. They're going to have a fire truck, chocolate gelt drop. Gelt is, money, coin drop. Donuts, hot latkes, as potato pancakes. Fun activities for the kids, including Hanukkah crafts. That should be a really fun day. Also, they're saying here that you can win prizes. All right. I'm sure they're going to have some dreidel spinning as well. So anyway, free admission, and I have more information provided on the Facebook event page. I have a link to that. All righty. Let's see. I told you about the Serenity Community Garden workshop tomorrow, 3 to 5. Told you about that. Now, there's 2 series of concerts tomorrow. The Duke University Department of Music, they have chamber music concerts, music played by students, parts 1 and 2, because there's so many students who play this beautiful chamber music. And that's like classical music in a very small format, just a few musicians, as opposed to a gigantic orchestra. So let's see. So tomorrow, the part 1 at the Baldwin Auditorium, free admission, by the way, from 3 until 5. And this is the works, again, of 18th to 21st century composers as played by Duke students. And then there's going to be let me just tell you about part 2. So part 2 is going to be from 6 until 8. Same location, Baldwin Auditorium. And again, it's hosted by the Duke University Department of Music, chamber music concerts, parts 1 and 2. Now, in between at Duke University Chapel, there's going to be a Bach cantata concert, the music of Thanksgiving. So that's going to be tomorrow at 5 o'clock in Duke University Chapel. And all of these events are free. All 3 that I just mentioned are free. Awesome. Okay, boy, I can't believe how the number of events is happening tomorrow. But anyway, let me tell you about the weather. It is only 42 degrees right now, but at least the sun's out, so it's not that bad. It's going up to 55. It's going to be sort of like cloudy starting around 11-ish. Then the sun will peak back out just a little bit at 2, and then it will be partly sunny the rest of the afternoon, if the weather follows what the weather reporters, forecasters are saying. And then tomorrow it's going to be a little better. It's going to be 60. It's going to be cloudy. I think we're supposed to get rain on Monday. How long has it been since it rained? Oh my goodness. Yeah, 80% chance of rain on Monday with a high of 55 and a low of 35. Oh my goodness. So let me see what's happening. Guy's still waiting in the wings. So let's see what's happening. He did say, I forgot to put his comment on screen. It's only 34. So I shouldn't complain about 42, because 34 is pretty bad. pretty bad. Let's bring on Guy, see what's happening. Guy, what's new? Got on your got your heat on, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you have to. Reddit this morning. I always read the uplifting news on Reddit, so there's all good news, nothing about bad stuff. In Alaska, they have an electric school bus, totally electric school bus, that even works when it's 40 below.
That's weird.
Can you imagine waiting for the bus when it's 40 below?
Actually, I do know what that's like with the wind chill, but
yeah, with Chicago.
That was rare for Chicago. But I remember that week that there were a couple of weeks that it broke all kinds of records. But go ahead with the electric bus.
So this guy is saying, even during COVID, the electric bus never missed a day of school. Now this is
amazing.
This is sort of, to me, this is sort of gravy on the potatoes, because I've been seeing a lot of things about electric vehicles and that they're coming to vogue and they're going to be happening.
Oh yeah.
So I was wondering, well, what about big vehicles like school buses? Are they going to be all electric? I didn't have my head wrapped around that. Well, I read that article, and bazinga, it's a done deal. They've got the technology.
Because as you probably know, that batteries really fail quickly in cold weather, and in fact, photographers very often put their battery packs inside their clothes while working, cold weather events.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
It's amazing, for sure.
Wow.
The other thing, this is sort of throwing the Bull City Hangout under the bus. At the end of the show, you constantly say, share this event, right?
Yeah.
Send a friend.
I think you're not supposed to say that on YouTube. Or is it Facebook?
Well, here's the gravy on the potatoes for that adventure. I put in the hashtag sign, a little crisscross thing, Bull City Hangout. All that comes up is YouTube. I don't see this via Facebook to StreamYard, etc. link. So I'm suggesting, because we're recording, that on the how-to page, there's a how to share it. Like if you say share the Hangout, go to the how-to page, all the instructions are right there. And then whatever verbiage has to happen, you don't have to read the whole thing each time. You just say, go to that page.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I mean, I think that most people who are watching this on Facebook know how to share.
Okay.
Yeah, they put it on. I mean, when I say share, very often people are putting it on their page so that other folks can read it, which I appreciate. So, I mean, I guess I could do that, but I think most people know about sharing on Facebook. I think. Because I'm not asking you to share it on.
When you get between the innings today, okay, go into Google or Bing or whatever and type in the question Durham space Skywriter space NC. And you know what you get? You get all these guys with airplanes that can make letters.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
I was laughing. I was going, well, I was thinking about that, that commercial they have where we're not buying you a helicopter.
Oh yeah, Geico.
Yeah, there's gonna be a sequel to that with Pat Murray's in. We're not buying you a plane, Pat. No.
I'm gonna tell Jackie hello and good morning.
Hey.
Yeah, Facebook actually, it's still Facebook, but it's like the big company.
It's like
called Meta,
Google is now Alphabet, really.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Google is Alphabet, Facebook is Meta. Yeah, it's not going to make any difference to how we do business on Facebook, I'm sure. It's just a matter of
not this year.
The corporate name, so to speak. So just like when what was it, Sara Lee, the food company, they had a real bland name like American Edible Foods or something stupid. And then they realized everybody knows them as Sara Lee, so they changed their name to Sara Lee Corporation.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But it had no, I mean, it didn't matter on the market as far as the shopping. And good morning, Jackie. Um,
Well, come on
I don't
in,
know how you
Jackie.
feel
Don't
about
just
it being
lurk.
only in. I don't know how Jackie feels about it only being 42 degrees.
Oh yeah, she probably got some cold weather stories she could share. Like you were saying about the time the wind chill was 40 below in Chicago, and you're waiting for the bus. I think I would just pack it up. Say no, I'm not going to school today. I'm just playing hooky. I'm not standing out
Well,
here
when you're in
40.
Chicago, you just you just get used to it. This is part of being in Chicago and being in sub-zero weather. It's just the
You're
way it is.
acclimated. That's what Steven said
Yeah.
when we first moved to Kennewick. We're always going, dried out throat. Well, you're
Hmm.
just not used to it being in the desert. I said, well,
Well, you just
what about if we don't like being in the desert? When does that come up as a side of the coin to toss?
well, I never learned to love cold weather. It's just something
Oh
that
yeah,
you deal with,
you endure it.
like
Yeah, I have a drawer
yeah,
full
like
of
an
long
injury
johns. We were
or
talking one
something.
time with a fellow, just like we're talking now, and he's in New Orleans, and he said, "Well, I got
Hmm.
to go to Chicago and visit my mom." I said, "Well, you're going to have to get some long johns." And his 9-year-old kid was there, who's born and
Hmm.
raised in New Orleans. Says, "Long johns? What's long johns, Dad? What is that? What is that word? I never heard that word before." And I
Yeah,
said, I bet you're going to be hard pressed to find a store that carries long johns in New Orleans. You're going to have to get a mail order.
yeah,
And that's what he
probably.
ended up doing, I'm sure, because I don't see it sitting on the shelf. It's like
Well,
going downtown to
the
buy a hula skirt in the middle of
the
winter. You're not going
best
to get it.
the best are the silk ones because they're super thin and you can wear them
That,
all day if you need to. And they're super thin, super comfortable,
Years
and
ago, I knew a young
super
mother
good.
whose son went into the army. Okay, and he got stationed in Italy, and the winters were, I guess, really bad. And the army
Hmm.
long johns were not as good as they could have been, I guess. So
Hmm.
I ran into her at Big Five Sporting Goods because I was buying fishing stuff. Imagine that. And she was in there buying long johns. And I said, what are these for? She says, oh, these are the best. These are what snowmobile riders wear. And I'm sending
Oh.
them to my son in the army, and they're like gold over there.
Hmm.
And so I said, you can probably expect him to sell those when he leaves for somebody that just got into the country and
Yeah.
he's leaving. He's not going to need them anymore.
Hmm.
So there's going to be an auction occurring for how much am I bid for these ones? Anyway.
Now Jackie's saying she knows about hiding behind the building and then running out to the subway.
Oh,
Subway
yeah.
doors open every time. Freezing wind comes to ice you over time after time. Well, at
No,
least you had a subway
where's
waiting.
Subway? New York?
She's
That's what
from
I
New
think
York.
of. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I know about that too. I visited New York, but when you're in Chicago and you're right there at ground level waiting for a bus, there's no place to hide. And very often you get used to walking at a 45-degree angle backwards against the wind.
Oh, so
I
it
haven't
doesn't
seen it
cut you
anywhere
open.
but
Yep.
Chicago. I have not seen it anywhere but Chicago.
So you have a
Seriously.
little mirror you hold up so you can go backwards and not run into anybody? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
you just glance behind your shoulder. It's
Yeah.
a skill that you pick up, like playing
Yeah.
guitar or whatever. It's something you just learn how to do.
Ouch.
So I'm glad that actually I was afraid of getting rid of my winter things when I moved here to North Carolina. And I'm glad because I have worn my snow boots a couple of times, a few
Uh-huh.
times, and my gigantic $400 Eddie Bauer goose down coat has come in handy a few times. I got my money's worth. I paid an awful lot because I, let's see, at the time I was working 9 to 5 in Chicago, I wasn't driving yet. So I was always on the bus, always in sub-zero weather. So I had a goose down hat, a goose down coat, goose down mittens. And I still have all of that just in case because you never know. Although I rarely, actually, I had some bib overalls that were goose down as well. I left those to my sister. I didn't think it was
Yeah.
going to get that bad in Durham. So,
I'm
oh, and
looking up.
Jackie knows about walking, but okay, I guess New York is more impressive than I realized. Okay. I've been in New York in the winter Wait. Yeah, I spent one winter in New York when I was a student. Yeah, Fordham, and the dog poop is frozen as well. So what's on the docket for today, Guy? Before I let you, because there's a couple things I need to do before
I
I
got to
leave the
work
house.
on Colorado some more. This
Okay.
the links list in Colorado is not that big, but it's really crazy. Everybody,
Mhm.
years ago you didn't have to have a secure certificate. You could just be HTTP, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, when the evolution to secure certificates occurred, the people
Mhm.
that had been in everybody's Rolodex as HTTP for years and years
Yeah.
put in what they call a 301 redirect. So that if somebody typed in or clicked on the old link, because that's what's in their stuff, they would automatically be redirected to the HTTPS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which everybody should have by now.
Everybody in Colorado did that. I had 92 links to check.
Mhm.
You know who didn't do it?
You.
The city of
Oh.
Denver and the county of Denver in Colorado did not
Oh,
do a
brother.
redirect.
Come
Of all
on.
the little burgs and white spots in the road, they all did it. But the big dog in the jungle.
Well, somebody needs to tell them.
No, I'm just going to fix the link. I'm not going to tell them.
Oh,
Most
okay.
of the time when you call those places, you get a receptionist who's going to
Mhm.
write it down on a sticky note and set it on her desk, and then not tell anybody.
Well, I have two things. To do. I was arriving at my house. I was driving. Got home, parked, opened the door, and the handle came off in my hands. It broke.
Oh, yeah, I've had that happen.
It was a very old car, so I ordered a part, and hopefully I'll be able to fix that myself. And then
Usually,
another
a
thing I have
little
to,
screwdriver is all
yeah,
you
and
need.
another thing I have to fix is I have to replace an outlet in my kitchen. Yeah, so I had to turn off all my electricity and my heat
Not
for a
all
few
of it.
minutes.
You can turn off individual breakers just for the outlets in the kitchen.
I'm turning it all off, Guy. I
Oh,
am not a professional.
okay. Well, yeah,
I do not take that kind of
okay.
chance.
Listen to this chance. Can you see the kitchen from the place where you turn off the switches?
Sure, I know the
Okay.
trick about playing the radio and all. I've done that before. I've done this
Okay.
before several
Oh,
times,
I
Guy.
use a lamp, but yeah, same.
Yeah, but yeah, I've done this when I was in Woodlawn. When I was in Hyde Park. Oh yeah, it's no big deal. But I don't play with
Okay.
electricity. I turn it all off. It's either all on
Yeah.
or all off.
As long as you got the 220 circuits turned off, you're okay. 110 won't kill you. 220 will knock you across the room.
All off.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
whole house.
Well, good luck with that adventure. It sounds fun.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I've done it before.
And
And in
and
fact, I
while you're
bought
doing
the
that, brainstorm how you're going to write up the how-to instructions. Oh, you have there it is. Now,
You
do you
know
know
what?
about those?
Let me tell you what's really weird, Guy. I went to a special event. I'm not going to say where it was. I don't want to throw
Okay.
anybody under the bus, so to speak. It was a high end or one of those. It was a hotel. It was a special event
Right.
at a hotel.
Right.
And oh shoot, now everybody who knows me knows where I was. But anyway,
You're at a hotel. Don't tell me anything. Go ahead.
they had you know how you have your plugs in the bathroom
Right.
near the sink. They didn't have GFCI.
Ground
When
fault
you
interrupt circuit. Yes. I'm
yeah, you
very
have these
familiar with
push
that.
buttons, which I
Yeah.
don't have here. I don't need it.
Right.
But
I
hopefully if you
put
have
a
a
plug
modern
on the
day,
outside of the house when we lived in Walla Walla, and they all gave me the sermon of how to use ground fault interrupt connections on
yeah.
the outside. Because if something
So
shorts
for
out,
those who are
it
watching
just
who
stops
don't
right there.
know, for those who are watching and don't know, in your bathroom, if you have a modern bathroom, your plug has this button, and so if you splash water on it, the button will pop out and electricity will
Right. It shuts it off.
disengage, and then you push it back, and then But yeah,
Good way to go
but this,
for anything in the water area, even in the
yeah.
kitchen. I would, if you've got an
Oh
outlet
yeah.
that's close to your sink, I would think about maybe
Wait, let me
putting
see.
a GFI in there too.
Well, I actually Mine are not GFCI, but it's not close enough to the sink to be a problem.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
hope. Very good.
But yeah, I thought it was so weird. I was at this fancy place and they didn't have GFCI outlets in there.
Ultimate.
'Cause-
I just brought to mind the ultimate prank happened to me yesterday. Here in what I affectionately call the man cave. There's two doors, one to the left, one to the right. Well, the one to the left, we'll call it the main door. Okay, and that's got two switches on the wall, like a double switch. And over here on the right, there's just a single switch. So I'm thinking it must be like a three-way switch. So if I come in from the garage area, I can flip that switch on, the lights come on. If I come in from the main door on the left, flip the switch, the lights come on. Well, the switch over here on the right is dead. Doesn't work. So I was telling my son, Stephen, about it. And he says, Steve, that's what I need to call an electrician. And this switch doesn't work. He says, well, go try it. So I went over there and tried it. And the lights came on. I went.
Because there was a switch.
What? And so, no, because there was a youngest son on the main door, flipped the switch on to goof on me. He come out laughing.
Okay.
Oh, you should have seen the look on Dad's face. When those lights came on, he just thought, huh? What?
Yeah, well, you lived in England as a kid. I don't know if you remember this, but when I went to Ireland, I was not caught off guard because I read about it in advance.
Yes.
But here in the States, we're used to just plugging something in and it's on.
Yeah.
But in Ireland, and I think it's England as well, you turn the switch for the electrical outlet to engage, to turn on.
Well, we didn't plug anything in England when we were there in '59.
We had everything was battery.
No, everything was different. It was 50 cycle. It was like our record players and our mom's washer and dryer. We couldn't plug them in because they weren't on the right circuitry to handle the heavy of current. Yeah, they were like 50 cycle, and our stuff was 60 cycle. You know, it was from Washington.
Well, anyway, I just thought I'd mention that because a lot of people
remember the switch. I remember the switches weren't levers; they were knobs. You turned them.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you're in an older place. I was in a bed and breakfast kind of thing, but yeah, it was interesting how you turn on the switch and then you're plugged in radio or device or whatever works.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I think it's probably a good way to save on electricity.
If you run into a problem with your electrical plug-in replacement, like if you put it in and it still doesn't work, then call an electrician. Don't try to fix it yourself.
Of course not. I don't know what else to do but to plug in to replace the wiring on. In fact, I watched a video where the gentleman, every time he took off a wire, he replaced it on the new one so that he didn't get the sequential order incorrect.
Right. Yeah. There's the power wire and the ground wire. One is black and one is white. Do you know which one is which?
So he did it one at a time. He took it off and then put it on the new one.
Oh,
and I thought that was kind of clever.
The other thing I know about those is, does yours have little holes in the back where you can plug the wire in, or you can put it on a screw?
It's the side ones.
Yeah, but on the back, is there holes?
Oh.
Yeah, don't use the holes. Use the screws.
Of course not. I don't know anything about the holes.
Well, the holes. Yeah. I had an adventure with a waterbed. Remember how waterbeds had electric heater underneath?
Oh, okay.
There's like a big heating pad that was set under the waterbed.
I never saw one, but okay. I remember.
So anyway, ours went cold, so I drained out all the water with a hose. That was quite an ordeal. And got it all drained, replaced the plug, filled the waterbed back up, which was another big ordeal. Still cold, wasn't hot. The waterbed heater was bad, not the outlet.
Probably need a new filament.
Yeah. It was.
Wow.
That was from the old
right word.
Yeah, that was in the 80s. We had a waterbed in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I think that's pretty much it for me. Like
Yeah,
I said,
I
fix the car door, put in a new outlet, and I have to finish. I'm editing a video, so I
now
have to
see
work on that.
when I'm doing a car door repair, I had a 1982 Ford F100 pickup. The last
Hmm.
year that Ford made the F100, then they started making the F150. So I
Hmm.
needed to find a door handle because my brother-in-law Frank, we were up fishing, and he closed the door with the handle instead of the armrest. The handle
Oh
came off in his
no.
hand. I've always
Hmm.
razzed him about that too, about how we broke the door handle.
Hmm.
So I went to the junkyard, go junking, and I walked through all of the pickup bodies that were out there. No door,
Hmm.
no door handle. Finally,
Hmm.
they had three of them stacked up, and I climbed up onto the very top one, and there's the door handle. So then
Wow.
I was challenged with, do I ask the guys that work here to get it? Nah, I'll just climb in and get it myself. So
What?
I climbed up. The thing to remember when what you think is a window rolled all the way down in a pickup body might be that the window is broken out and there's just jagged glass on the
Oh.
edge. So
Oh
when
no.
I put my hand,
Oh
Maria,
no.
I put
Okay,
my
that's
hand
enough.
up
Thank you.
to pull myself
Okay.
up, cut my hand.
Oh. Okay.
Didn't bleed bad. It was
Okay.
before I had blood
Okay.
thinner, but
Thank you. Thank you.
that was a small price to pay. I got the only door handle in that whole wrecking yard. And there was a lot of,
Well, you worked for it, didn't you?
oh yeah. That was the other thing that was bad on that pickup in
Bleeding blood.
19 whatever, some years ago, they passed a law in Washington state that everybody had to have a working seatbelt, even if it meant
Hmm.
you were a fluffy person,
Hmm.
which my wife might be fluffy. I can't throw her under the bus. Anyway, so I had to get a seatbelt extender for a
Hmm.
1982 Ford pickup. So I went down to the
Wow.
Ford garage and they just kind of laughed at me. Like, you want a what? I didn't I didn't know they made seatbelts in 1982. Yeah, they did. So finally, from thank God for Google, I found the guy in, I think he was in Kentucky, that has a warehouse full of all the old Ford parts. He bought
Mm.
everything that Ford had old and put it in this warehouse. And the guy said, "Well, you could try this guy. Maybe he's got one." He had one left,
Mm.
and I got it.
And you got it.
Oh man, that was whew, because other if I hadn't have got that extender, just a little foot long piece of seatbelt,
Hmm.
I don't know what I'd have done. I'd have had to get a
Yeah.
whole new seatbelt set up for that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not easy done. That's probably harder to do than putting the outlet in your kitchen. Just
Wow.
thinking.
That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Well, I don't know when my handle's going to arrive. I just checked my app and it says it's arriving today by 10 p.m. Well, if it doesn't arrive by 5, I'm not going to really
Well,
worry about it.
the thing to consider is you're not on the route as a daily pickup and deliver for.
Yeah.
So they're
Well,
going
we'll
to put
see.
you in the back of the truck and you'll be last.
Oh, maybe not.
Either
So,
you're either going to be first or you're going to be last. That's my
yeah,
thinking.
well, whatever. I'll get it sometime
Yeah.
today. But if I don't get it by 5, then I won't be thinking about working on it until tomorrow when
Well,
the
that's the
sun
day
comes
of
back
rest. You
up.
can't do it tomorrow.
Sure, I can.
Hey, you were saying the other day you mentioned, should I do the Bull City Hangout on Sundays?
There's so much happening.
If there's an event going on, like you mentioned the fall festival, right?
Yeah, art walk. Mhm. Oh, and the fall festival. Yeah,
Right. So I
yeah.
went up to Google and I typed in Fall Fest Durham, NC. There's
Hmm.
three of them going on today. There's the one you
Cool.
mentioned and two other ones.
Hmm.
So Sunday, I mean, you're gonna know from what's going on in the calendar from the
Yeah,
events that come in.
yeah. I might start up when I was doing Sunday Bull City notes. I think I was doing it at I think I was doing it at I can't remember. I don't think I did it at noon.
No, you didn't. in the evening.
I think I might have done it at around 11-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I have to be mindful that if you're in church, you're not going to be watching Bull City Hangout unless you're being really
If
bored.
you're in the back of the altar, way back hidden, and you got your phone out, turn the sound down, just watch it.
Yeah, so I'll probably do it at noon. If I do Bull City Hangout tomorrow, because I might experiment.
Yeah, or just or set up a poll. You got the technology to run a poll. If I did Bull City Hangouts on Sunday, what is the best time? And then just have the times available, and the one that gets the votes. That's how I'd roll.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All righty. So that is it for me.
Okay.
So I hope you have a good weekend, Guy.
I'll try to.
All right. And I will. Thanks for dropping by, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All righty. So that is it for Bull City Hangout. Share this out so that more people can know what's happening today and tomorrow in Durham. Tomorrow's going to be another big day. I guess our economy, our situation is improving, even though they're saying some COVID numbers are going up. I do hope that we're spared and that we continue to grow, continue to open back up, and be restored back to whole, because Durham, Bull City is an awesome place to live. So anyway, share this out. Check out the new Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com. And then I might see you tomorrow with Bull City Hangout. I might feel like experimenting. If I don't, then I will see you at noon on Monday for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.